Three different stadiums today. We started in Shanghai, went to Shenzhen, and now we're in Suzhou. So all around the map today as we look now and see what they wanted to go for. And again, honestly, I'm loving this from Rogue.
A fair bit more in that scenario.
Do they think they've gone back? Oh, they do a little bit as they go forward. There's the Gravitum down. Iwandi in a lot of trouble. He's forced to flash away. Don't quite get the concussive blows, but they equal it back up. And Rogue Warriors, they're just playing heads up right now.
I love the fact they're challenging this situation. This is the power of that Braum. It makes it very difficult to engage in as a Leona. And on top of that, the concussive blows just means the Aphelios can just keep hitting targets and stunning them down.
TP.
Now, there's a ward behind. We could see a TP coming in. This is going to be that Lissandra with the CC.
There is going to be the Lissandra coming in. It's Icon there, but he gets concussive blow down. He doesn't have himself. Oh no! Rogue Warriors able to completely mitigate it. LNG left reeling from that play. Great response though from Rogue Warriors.
So rough from Icon. I mean, you're TPing into a lost scenario. Right?
Well, he cannot follow up on that, no matter how much he would like to. And speaking of follow-up, they're going to jump onto Ale, who gets completely just obliterated by three members of the side of Rogue Warriors. Yes, they lose a dragon, but Rogue Warriors, again, just looking so much more proactive.
It's just mid-jungle once more, who are just doing everything on the map. Forge and Xiaohao are just making plays happen. And
yeah, that man just took my 50p. I didn't get any sweets at all. This is
wrong, man.
Yeah, what the hell? It's annoying that Freddos are worth like 50p now. Back when we were kids, they were probably worth like, what, 5p?
They were
10,
5p. Dude. I remember them being 10. Dude, you get half a Freddo now for 50p.
Side of Rogue Warriors are aware of that. They have no real reason to contest this as heavily as the side of LNG are, so they're just going to try and get priority in this mid lane by dropping down the Rift Herald, but no real support here for it, so they actually might not get the charge, but they won't get anything else off it, so still winning to take down that tier 1 in mid. Yeah, LNG not going to be super upset with giving away this dragon if they didn't feel comfortable fighting it. It is still only the second one for Rogue Warriors, fourth one of the game. And LNG, though, walking forward, they're going to try and jump into Xiaohao, who does get hit by the Glacial Tomb. He will be taken down very, very low, but not quite finished off just yet. He flashes away. They have the Unbreakable, but he will fall, as here goes the Moonlight Vigil down, and they jump straight onto Betty and try and take him out of this fight. LNG just found an opportunity, knew what they could do, and were able to 100% punish onto Rogue Warriors. They will end up gaining 4, losing none, and this is just a fantastic start to this fight for LNG.
Just beautiful target selection there, honestly, from LNG. They knew Diana was a big threat if you don't shut it down. Easily chain it into more with those frozen thralls. And the thing is, because Rogue Warriors were so inactive, LNG have been able to make up that goal difference. And this now means they'll be picking up their third dragon of the game. Ocean Soul for an Olaf is... I mean, it's insane.
It's insane, but at the same time, 2 TPs have been coming in. They're going to try to kill off Tarzan, but he's too tanky. Oh, Forge almost goes down. We're going to look at Xiaohao and Chocho coming in on top of this.
Play. This level, which is critical here, but again, they have to start the fight before the smite.
They have to start the fight before the smite. That is the call from you. TP is available here as Icon gets jumped on. TP going to be coming in. There's going to be the frozen path to keep everyone away. Solar Flare goes in onto the backside. Great Glacial Fissure onto 4. And they get the Moonfall as well. You can see ZDZ trying to cut off the escape route right now as Betty being jumped on by this Scissors maniac in the front lines. But it's just not enough for LNG. I don't think they're going to be able to continue fighting this one up. The concussive blows will stun up both of these carries, and they will find themselves a fight. It ends up being 3 for 4 in favor of Rogue Warriors. But LNG, they stop the Baron, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, Rogue Warriors managed to get some gold, but all in all, they don't really trade too favorably there. Forge just 5 kills in his pocket now. This Lee Sin's a monster, but it just feels like the 80 carries can't stay alive. It's like Ole is just doing so much work there, and I kind of talked about it. So LNG, you know, they had that pride, they got some vision down, but they were forced out, and now Rogue Warriors, they have sort of a foothold on the area. The Dragon's sporting, but remember, even if they lose the fight, if LNG get the dragon, it's a massive win for them.
That's exactly it. Solar Flare has been used, as the Glacial Fissure. There's going to be the Moonlight Vigil going down on top of a couple of different members, but Ale is still on the backside. He's trying to get on top of Betty, who's forced to flash away. He goes golden. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of LNG, but now look at Betty trying his very best to keep this fight alive. He's got himself the white and green guns and a little blast plant, or excuse me, a honey fruit plant, and now the resets are coming in. The TPs are going to be used now as Forge goes in. It's going to be double TP committed here for the side of LNG. and get themselves back into this fight. These arrows are doing so much, and here we go. Ally jumping back in, but Forge jumps in on the 3. He's 3v1 right now, all on his own, and will not be able to survive. LNG get the fight, and they get the dragon. It's exactly one thing you can see. They're just busting themselves right in front of this Braum. They do not want him to get anywhere near this, and now, because he looked to try and maybe steal that objective, just has to burn his flash to keep himself alive, but RW now really in a hole.
Just RW not able to find the advantage here. We can see Betty's untouched for a good portion of this fight. It looks like he's in a comfortable spot. He starts poking out damage, he starts getting a lot done, and then Ale looks at him. And that's when everything changes. Like, he dashes forwards here, even with the exhaust on, gets the snip, and look at that damage. That's with the exhaust, right?
God damn.
And I know he does 2 damage on his Q, but even so, and as soon as that happens, it's like Betty stops pumping damage. His team have run out of health, which is an unfortunate problem in League of Legends, and they're just not able to continue.
He did it in game 1, so now, with that Baron pressure being coming in for the side of LNG, they can start this 2-man. And like you said, they have the sustain. Ale and Tarzan can just kite back off of this, no problem whatsoever, as Ale just pushes forwards with the needle work. It's going to force the Unbreakable. CDZ does get the Dominus off, as well as the Solar Flare back on top of this, and CDZ is probably in a lot of hurt if he doesn't get himself out right now. The flash forward into the Moonfall, trying to catch anybody out they possibly can. Forge goes in on the backside, but they've lost their front lines. The Braum, the Renekton, and Betty all dead. The Aphelios could not survive against the Raging Viking, and LNG get everything. They kill 4. It's only Xiao Hao left, and they might look for the end right here, right now.
Yeah, they got a minion wave. Well, actually, yeah, they got a minion wave coming up. That cannon's a little bit low, but I think Tarzan might just tank the tower here. I think they can actually end off the back of this. Diana just doesn't have the wave clear, and they're looking to push up and go for it. This should just be them equalizing that game 1. LNG answer back with force.
And again, we're seeing LNG go towards that 2-1 scoreline. They will have the minions to stop that backdoor bonus for the side of Rogue Warriors, and there's nothing Xiao Hao can do. He just has to watch as his base goes down. Great response here from LNG in game 2 to equal out the series.